Hi, I'm Matt Marshall, founder and editor-in-chief of VentureBeat. We're here live from GTC 2024, talking with Mitesh Agrawal, the Chief Operating Officer of Lambda. Welcome, Mitesh.
Thank you, Matt. It's great to be here.
Mitesh, tell us what Lambda does. What do you do, and why are you here at GTC?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you can see from the event, it's, first of all, very energizing right now in the AI space. So that's why Lambda is here, because Lambda builds the premier cloud, the premier Nvidia GPU cloud for AI developers out there. So we are here deploying all of the latest and greatest of Nvidia AI GPUs in our cloud for developers and software to build their next generation of machine learning applications.
Mitesh, congrats, that's a very hot space right now.
Yeah.
You say it's the premium cloud for GPUs. We've heard of a few other big cloud providers that are offering GPUs, Google, Amazon,
Absolutely.
AWS, and Microsoft has a play there as well. When you say premium, can you tell us a little bit more about what that means?
Yeah, Lambda is founded by machine learning and deep learning engineers, and Lambda's products are designed for machine learning and deep learning applications. That means that combining Nvidia AI GPUs with Nvidia networking for the fastest bandwidth, with all the toolkits that come out of the box to really run all the deep learning applications within seconds and within minutes, right? That's what makes it premier for AI developers and software applications out there.
Great, Mitesh. Can you tell us a little bit more about the session that's coming up where you're showing an early deployment of the GH200? And can you tell us about what that deployment is and what you're learning from it?
Yeah, Lambda always strives to be one of the first to market with the newest and greatest Nvidia GPUs. GH200 is Nvidia's flagship Grace Hopper product line, and Lambda was one of the first to deploy the Grace Hopper or GH200 cluster. We deploy a multi-hundred or multi-thousand GPU GH200 cluster for application specifically targeted for deep learning training and inference. And in our session today, we're going to be sharing about all of our learnings in deploying such a big cluster. What are the thoughts that go behind developing and deploying the latest Nvidia GPUs with the latest Nvidia networking, and how do we optimize that for all the deep learning training applications that are taking the world by storm today, in terms of language models, in terms of diffusion models, and so on.
Can you tell us about the customer that is doing this deployment? I think it's Anyscale. Why is that significant?
Yeah, Anyscale is a big compute customer for Lambda Cloud. Anyscale is playing at the forefront of machine learning and deep learning technology by both offering their toolkits for machine learning developers, but also providing APIs for transformer and language models for the community out there. And Anyscale has chosen to partner with Lambda for their compute requirements because of our, as I mentioned, premier AI GPU cloud deployments, where we not only focus just on deploying the latest Nvidia GPUs, but making sure that they're optimized with networking, with the software stack above it, including Nvidia's AI enterprise software stack, such that people can, including Anyscale, can go up and running right from the get-go.
So it's quite a coup, right, for you to have such an early deployment of the GH200s. Can you tell us how that came together? Why Lambda and why Anyscale?
The part of it is GH200 is first of Nvidia's Grace series line of products. So it was very important for Lambda to work on the deployment of GH200 in close conjunction with Nvidia's engineering team, so that we can understand how best to extract GH200's unique features. For example, GH200 has not only more memory per GPU, but it can have a coherent memory feature which allows you to use the system memory with the GPU, thus allowing for very large language models to be trained successfully and to run inference on it very successfully. Another reason is Nvidia's future flagship products, as Keynote will present, will have continuously Grace series of products, and it is very important for Lambda to take these learnings into the next future supercluster deployment there.
Mitesh, thanks for that. And so I can understand Anyscale, right? They're a leader in deployment of these distributed apps, and so they're a core player for you and partner. Where do you think the leading applications and industries are for these sorts of deployments going forward? So what comes after any scale?
Yeah, I mean, like, look, all the world has been talking about all the language model companies, the foundational model companies, the AI image models, the AI video models, and all of those things. Those will continue to expand a lot as both use cases span not just those companies, but across various verticals, as you might think of media and entertainment or marketing or things like those. So those will come. We are starting to see both enterprise customers from verticals like healthcare and biology and even e-commerce and retail. All of those things are really now understanding how to use AI and machine learning into their either their offerings to the customers or internally using it for optimizations. So we are expecting a continual rise in demand of compute from all the industries that are happening around, and we expect major industries like healthcare and media entertainment to take a big part in the coming year.
Great, Mitesh. We're at GTC, right? Nvidia is hosting this. There's a lot of players on the floor here, a lot of excitement. Can you talk about what the most exciting thing is for you in your partnership with Nvidia, maybe happening today, whether you're announcing it today or maybe what's under the hood?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll be perfectly frank. The first most exciting thing is just to see the event. It's the AI event right now in terms of not just from a commercial aspect of all of us as sponsors and exhibitors, but also a lot of amazing technological and papers and studies presented by a lot of developers here. So we'll see some great studies presented here at the conference. Lambda itself has a machine learning team that's going to be presenting our own machine learning research. For Lambda also, we're going to be announcing, we're going to be one of the first to work with Nvidia on their new flagship GPUs. So that's always an exciting period. And then lastly, honestly, talking with all of our customers, partners, everyone that is involved with this behemoth effort, right? Making sure that people understand what AI is and how this compute curve is going to grow from our lens, and then learning from people in terms of what their applications will be. As I said, it's an energizing event, not just energetic, but for us to see all this up close is very, very fun.
There's been a lot of publicity around, well, obviously the rise of Nvidia. It's coming from a demand in Nvidia's chips.
Yeah.
The other side of that coin is the supply being very limited, right? There's too much demand for supply. So this has led to some excitement around companies like Lambda, right? Yeah. Which is actually being able to offer a cloud that maybe some of the others aren't based on the latest and greatest. Can you talk about how you're differentiated from this collection of other players that are showing up? CoreWeave is an example. What's your differentiation from CoreWeave and some of the others that I think we're seeing here as well?
Yeah, no, I think it's a very fair question. First and foremost, right, look, we all work closely with NVIDIA's engineering and NVIDIA's reference design to provide the best-in-class NVIDIA GPU architecture to our customers. I think beyond that is where differentiation starts coming into play, right? And I think it's all around kind of the software layer that enables deep learning engineers to quickly spin up a GPU, for example, in Lambda Cloud within a few seconds to get it on demand. For AI developers to have all of the toolkits and all the frameworks that they need for running a deep learning training or inference to have that all ready to go without worrying about it. And you will see a soft launch from Lambda on not only doing that at individual NVIDIA GPU levels, but at a cluster level where people can come in and have a fully networked, fully architected GPUs ready to go within minutes of asking, and so on and so forth, right? So these are kind of the differentiation layers as you build on top of the cluster architecture itself as you go. And like all different cloud providers will have their own ways of addressing the market. For us, we are specifically focused on AI developers, and because we come from that background, we understand kind of their requirements in terms of their use cases and how they would ideally like to do it. And of course, we learn from them as well, right? So we would want to provide that experience and kind of differentiate along that line of series.
Mitesh, I want to ask you, one more question before we let you go. Thanks for your time here. Is about that supply demand.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you see that staying in effect, right? How long will the demand outdo the supply, and then what does that mean for your business moving forward?
It's question of the year, isn't it?
Yeah. You got a crystal ball for us?
Yeah, I wish. I mean, I think Nvidia will probably know the answer there. But look, from our viewpoint and vantage, the demand curve is consistently increasing. As is supply, Nvidia is really ramping up productions of not only the current generation of Nvidia H100, H200 GPUs, but also their upcoming line of Blackwell GPU series. But we anticipate that the compute demand is going to scale up continuously, both from not only just the training side of the models, but also inference applications that are scaling up. And look, our belief is people are still underestimating how much demand is there. So from our perspective, the demand curve is going to be above the supply curve. And I think the final nuance is just like, NVIDIA has all these great lines of product series, right? It's not just Blackwell, it's not just Hopper, they have other inference products and other software layers. Also, as we learn to optimize more on these and make them even further kind of widespread in terms of their usability, you will see a balance come there. But for the foreseeable future, our viewpoint is singularly demand curve below supply curve.
Mitesh, I hope it's for you. It stays that way, but obviously, I think this is going to be an exciting market either way. There's going to be some demand, so congratulations on what you've done. Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you, Matt, for your time, and thank you for everyone.
Have a good conference.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you, guests, for watching, and be sure to explore more sessions in the GTC catalog.
The pace of AI is accelerating every day. One of the biggest constraints is the scarcity of specialized AI compute infrastructure, expertise, and tooling to scale workloads and to make them performant and cost-efficient. We chose Lambda for access to best-in-class NVIDIA hardware and the engineering expertise to design, build, deploy, and support solutions in a fully integrated way. At any scale, we enable our customers to leverage open source AI, and our AI platform is constantly evolving. Lambda was able to provide compute resources at scale while optimizing infrastructure performance across the full stack. We look forward to our continued partnership with Lambda and NVIDIA as we navigate the ever-evolving landscape of AI.